Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to day 43 of commercial diving school. If you're new here, make sure to subscribe to the channel, leave a like if you enjoyed, and leave any comments or questions for me down below. So, in case you missed it, yesterday we were working on a piping job. Basically, we had a bunch of different pipes on the bottom of the river, and we're getting all of them connected to each other with gaskets and bolts and everything like that. So today's job was basically to finish rigging up all the pipes together as one long piping system, and then once everything was together, to get all the bolts and everything snug on there. Right after we got all the bolts together, we had to take it all off. So that's kind of how things go. Is, you work on something and then you take it apart, for the next class, because the next class is going to come in and they're going to get, the next group of pipes up, and then they're going to put it back in, and so on and so forth, just like we did. So but our job today was basically take all the bolts out and get as much as the piping up that we could. So whatever we didn't finish today, we're gonna continue on tomorrow. So there is a few more pipes that we have to bring up tomorrow. So we'll finish that when we get there. Unfortunately, I wasn't diving today, so I don't have anything to tell you guys about how I dove. That'll be tomorrow. Definitely diving tomorrow, so stay tuned for that. Also, we started a new job, so some of the guys were sticking with working on the pipe, and we actually split up the divers so that the other half would go work on pile jackets. So I'm going to try to explain this as best as I can. I know I'm going to butcher it, but basically you have these concrete columns. They range in sizes from huge to small. And they're called piles. They're made of concrete, and basically you, over time, as I understand it, they just break down. Water is very corrosive. Also, water can scour things, which is like the flow of the water can just over time, it just breaks things down, and it can do that to these concrete piles. And so what you want to do is you want to reinforce them with basically more concrete. So just make them fatter. So what you would do is you would slide a jacket over them, and that jacket is the one we were using for school is made of fiberglass. So I'm not sure if that's what they use out in the real world or not. Real world, but I say like that meaning the actual job. But anyways, so half of the divers, their job was to get these wooden clamps onto the concrete pile that's already there, and then slide these. They actually come into, you can actually pull them apart, the jackets, but they're basically, the ones we were using were about 5 feet tall, and they come apart, and if you can imagine it, they're basically like this, and they're basically square because the pile is nice and square. So they kind of go together like a jacket, like you would imagine something going around something, and they basically can, connect into each other. And then once you can get those clamped down with straps and everything, then you can go ahead and keep going up the pile until you have all your jackets on. So that's, as I understand it, that's a really big job when it comes to commercial diving, especially inland, because bridges and basically any concrete piles that hold up anything, like docks or whatever, they are always being broken down. Companies always need their, um, piles like redone and stuff like that. So it's definitely a very common job. That's why we're learning it. Um, so yeah, but like I said, I didn't dive, so we'll see what we can accomplish for tomorrow. That's really all I have for you guys. I didn't, couldn't come up with too many things, but my jobs today, I was on comms. I was one of the riggers. So, like in my previous video, I mentioned there's this big metal arm that can swing over the water, and it has a chain fall on it that we can raise and lower things on it. So that was one of my jobs. And also, actually, there was more that I have. So we were trying to install a new ladder. So when divers enter the water, usually they'll jump in, but to get out, they climb up a ladder. Well, these ladders break down over time as well. So the school had a new ladder to install. So basically the old ladder had like these studs that are all rusted from where the old ladder was, and these studs had to get grinded down. So I actually got a chance to use a grinding wheel and grind those studs down. So that was one job that we accomplished. Also the legs of the new ladder, they have like 4 holes in each leg, and they need to get drilled through, but we didn't have the proper drill bit, so we are kind of running around doing that. So basically today there was like 3 different things going on all at once, and the 23 people in our class had to split up the jobs evenly. So like I said, one job was on the pipe, one job was on the pile jacket, and then the other job was obviously the ladder. So we're probably going to work on all of that stuff again tomorrow. So stay tuned for that, and stay tuned for how my dive goes tomorrow. But anyway, that's all I have for you guys. Hope you guys enjoyed. Leave a like if you did. Subscribe if you haven't already. Leave any comments or questions for me down below, and I will see you in the next one. Have a great one. Peace.